Alright, what's up guys? You guys have been asking me what I use as a big skateboarder, so I wanted to go over all the products and my thought process behind it. At the end of the day, it's all preference, just a heads up, but this is just what I like. For wheels, I'm just gonna go over my first setup. I got a Blood Wizard board, 925, on a 14 and a quarter wheelbase, but it has a 14.75 wheelbase option too. I like to swap between the two. I'm trying to learn how to do kickflips, so I'm on the smaller wheelbase. I got Bones X99s, the lock-in full edition V7s or something like that with Bronson bearings. I like the wider contact patch, that way I don't slip out. I did find that smaller contact patch I was still fine, but this I just really like it. It feels good. I'm on independent 169s with Bones hard bushings. Independent makes hard bushings as well, but I've always found my best luck with Bones hard bushings. Now, I also have tried smaller wide wheels. These are snot wheels, 53 millimeter 99A, and they worked really well. I did it for slappies for a while. I swapped to a 58 millimeter because I had to bend my knees more to pump around, and this is how I pump around without having to bend my knees as much, even though I should bend my knees a lot more. Now, I used to like a 101 Spitfire conical full because when I ride a harder wheel, I feel like I can slide easier and it's less on my knees because I have a bad knee. So less friction against my knee as I power slide, the better. But I found that now that I'm getting a little bit strong with my knee with walking and skating is I can ride a softer wheel now, which actually helps for me to skate longer because I want to skate longer than what I skated before. And then if you want something more safe, I also have a VX deck here. These also help a lot. This is a John Worthington board. It's an 8.6 with a 14.63 wheelbase. I really like this board. I highly recommend the VX or the flight decks if you want something with a little bit more strength. Honestly, I haven't had much problems. If you're a beginner skateboarder, there's plenty you could work on, and you don't really need to jump on and off your board, but if you want to, that's fine. You can just get a VX deck. I've never had any problems breaking boards just yet, even on Fakey Pop Rocks. The rails, I don't think it adds any strength, but it does make it flat when I rock the Fakey, which makes me feel pretty safe. What else? If you don't want to skate at all, this is an or do tricks. This is my anti-hurl board, a Green Giant. I think it's a 15 and a quarter wheelbase, and it's got big jelly wheels on it, 60 millimeter OJs with 215 independent trucks. And it's got independent hard bushings in there, I think. And you could just ride around to do like weight loss. You don't have to do tricks. You can pump around banks, you can go down banks, work on, manuals. You don't really need to do tricks if you don't want to do tricks. You can start skating however you want. A lot of people think in order to skate to lose weight, you got to do tricks. You really don't. All you got to do is just ride, because skating from point A to B is way harder than going to the skate park and riding down banks a bunch of times. It's scarier, but it's a lot harder to skate places than it is to do anything else. If you don't want such big wheels, they also have OJ 55 millimeter soft wheels. So if you like super soft wheels, you can get a smaller ones. I rock 2 1/8 base plates on my setup, so I don't get wheel bite. I don't really get it often, but I do have random moments that I fall and I don't know why. So I'm assuming it's wheel bite. So I rock a wider wheelbase or a wider riser, and it's worked well for me. I don't know if it's really good. I'm kind of having a hard time popping because I'm not used to it yet. So it's hard to say if I ever want to go back to a 1/8 and maybe go to a smaller wheel. I'm kind of just still messing around with stuff. there's a lot of stuff to mess around with, which is cool. A lot of options now. 10 years ago, there's definitely, you just rode whatever you had, and you know, there's almost too many options now. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, I think that's everything. I did this all in one clip because I don't know how to do this, so I just thought I'd talk about a bunch of bullshit. So I hope that helps any big skateboarders and any big dudes that want to start skating to lose weight, or skateboarding in general, and you're a heavy set dude. My biggest things I'd recommend is getting hard bushings, because that matters when you turn your truck. I'd recommend a wide wheelbase, which wheelbase is the distance between your trucks and how wide they are. So the wider they are, the more stable you'll feel. So if you have good bushings, a wide enough wheelbase, you're gonna feel pretty stable on the board. And those would be my biggest things. Everything else is pretty much preference. If you want to go on big stability, you can get a wider deck. This is a 925. I do like an 8.6. I do plan on going back to this 8.6 eventually, because I want to learn flip tricks. But if you just want to ride bowl and just cruise around, I definitely recommend a 9 or higher. I also recommend a wider wheel patch, because it's it just looks safer. I don't know if it really is safer, to be honest, but you're not going to be slipping out and reverting as well on a wide. It's going to be harder to do on a wider wheel patch. So highly recommend. As far as durometer, every wheel feels different. Bones, Spitfires, slot wheels, OJs. I mean, it's kind of hard. You're gonna have to find what you like more. I prefer the wider wheel patch. That's one thing I can for sure say. But as far as like which company and what to pick, honestly, it's hard. It's hard to. I don't think, as far as a beginner, you can make a wrong option. I would just experiment and see what works for you. But yeah, this is Pressure Cracks. Hope you enjoyed.